Cloudy with a chance of meatballs. Are you a fan of Darkwing Duck? It was a program for friendship and fun for family and friends that like to enjoy alliteration. A quality program, if I may say so myself. And I may say so myself. In fact, I just did. But there is a lost, hidden episode of Darkwing Duck that nobody remembers somehow. Test audiences were horrified, and supposedly a dozen people committed suicide after it aired and during when it aired, and even a few before it aired. Then again, it might just all be coincidence. People are still committing suicide even today because of it when they remember that horror. The horror of the lost Darkwing Duck episode. I can understand why. I worked for the Disney Channel from 1998 to 1999. I was fired for asking too many questions. It's a bit of a conspiracy, really. Something was going on with their TV shows, and I wanted to get to the bottom of it. No, I got the bottom of it. I got to the bottom of it all right, and it nearly cost me my mortal sanity. You see, back when I was a kid, I enjoyed jigsaw puzzles and games of tag team football. But I mean, my fucking guard, Darkwing Duck was everything to me. It was my world. Rumors are that Disney Television Animation had a group of Satanists perform a bus tour one Halloween afternoon in 1999, just before this horrific episode aired, and ruined the lives of many, traumatizing them, making them scream in horror whenever they see ducks or the French menu dish foie gras. Fucking frog. I quickly confiscated the tape, putting it in my satchel fanny pack, but it was rectangular and security eyed me suspiciously. I told them that I'm actually a woman, and it was a box of Tampax, and they quickly left me alone. This was 1998, and being a multi-sex vampire was considered taboo at the time. I got onto my scooter and propelled myself like a rocket ship home, hoping the police hadn't called. I quickly ducked into a back alley, not intended, and broke into my own second-story apartment using nothing more than the VHS I was trying to escape with. I put the tape in, but then the officer came to my door. I told him that I saw a strange masked man that looked like the Hamburglar stealing the VHS, confusing it for a hamburger. They had a police sketch artist create a drawing, and rumor has it that Hamburglar, who I described exactly like the Hamburglar from popular McDonald's folklore, is still wanted by the FBI to this very day. That VHS tape sat in my closet for 20 years, aging like a bag of Cheetos. Except Cheetos get stale. Good comedy cartoon programming about ducks only gets better with age. And this was going to be the greatest thing I've ever watched. I dusted it off like Cheeto dust, removing the film of time, and put in Darkwing Duck Gets Made into Rotisserie Chicken into my pristine vintage VHS tape player. What the fuck? Now, what a lot of people don't know about VHS tapes is that there's a little tape inside, like a cassette tape, and that film contains the data needed to create the sound and audio needed to produce the video. This film, however, was covered in blood. Shocking, horrifying blood. I tried cleaning it, but the words, "I'm imprinted on the back of your skull," appeared inside the tape. Inside the blood on the tape. Maybe it wasn't blood. Maybe it was alphabet soup. I mean, this wasn't some evil company of Satanists. This was Disney. Oh, who the fuck am I kidding? The intro started as normal, except Darkwing Duck is referred to as Dark Meat Duck, and the voice actor keeps screaming, "Don't eat me!" over and over again. And the episode started. Darkwing Duck was driving his little motorcycle with Launchpad, the large cleft-chin duck, in the bitch seat. "It's all over, Hand." Indeed, it looked like a human hand was imprinted inside the screen, as if the director or one of the artists was putting his hand inside the screen during the animation recording. Then the film clipped completely. You see, kids, Darkwing shot the hand, while one of the voice actors snickered to himself. The hand gave a Nazi Sig Heil while Darkwing slowly backed up. They were at an incinerator. I screamed as Darkwing was about to fall into a hot pit of molten steel. Apparently, the creators at Disney were hungry for chicken, and who could blame them? That disguise Darkwing was wearing was being used to disguise the animators from eating poor Darkwing. He screams, and you hear a crunching as though his spine had been broken, and he falls into the molten material being cooked like hot rotisserie chicken. You see the hand reach down and rip the entire animation cell off of the table and start chewing and eating the paper. The voice actor says. This good paper? Why in God's name was he eating the paper? Delicious chicken paper. The voice actor mumbles, or was it the director? You hear the disgusting, disturbing sounds of chewing as he chews and chews the paper. Ugh! A blood-curdling scream by the voice actor of Darkwing, my pal and good friend Jim Cummings. Oh, he was coming right now, all right. Coming to disturb television viewing audiences. You see them place another animation cell down, and this time it's a drawing of a kitchen table, and they drew a hamburger. Darkwing Duck walks into the kitchen. I sure could eat a hamburger right now. He looks at the table and screams. He just keeps screaming while what sounds like a bolt gun goes off in the background. Suddenly, and I mean fucking suddenly, the disheveled Darkwing screams in horror as a funnel is lowered into his throat, and you hear the voice actor gurgling as though he swallowed his own tongue. Darkwing Duck wasn't dead. They were keeping him alive while they stuffed his stomach full of delicious hot McDonald's lunch foods. Big Macs, French fries, apple pies, and a hot, streaming fillet of fish were being shoved into his Darkwing gullet while the voice actor gurgled, caged, unable to move. The film clips again. The final scene is the most disturbing. Keep in mind that the tape has been running for almost 2 hours now. I don't want to eat anything, Darkwing says. I just want to solve crimes. I just want to solve crimes. He's in the corner, shaking, eyes sunken in, staring upward in horror at the non-visible sky. Darkwing swoops into action. The high-flying, action-packed Duck was on the prowl for some intense crime-solving the likes of which we've never seen. There's a robbery at the bank! It was that rat-faced man, and he was smiling. Probably your dad. Darkwing immediately jumps in and catches the criminals. You're under arrest! You have the right to remain silent! Darkwing yells. But he's arrested. He's arresting a fucking pie in a pie tin. Yeah. You eat your delicious hot rotisserie chicken breast. You have the right to remain delicious. The pie laughs and Darkwing starts screaming again. Son of a bitch, he yells. The only difference this time is that Darkwing appears to have poisoned himself. You hear a lot of confused screaming as they try to eat the paper this time, and it sounds like someone choking to death and dying. Choking to death on paper. Paper used for animating Darkwing Duck. The final shot is one of the directors laying there, coughing unconscious, a live still drawing of paper pouring out of his gullet. He's dead. Rumor has it Disney fired everyone involved and tried to cover the whole thing up by making a brand new duck-themed show. That shitty quackback. I called the security guard that tried to confiscate the tape, and he said something really weird before we hung up. It's a terrible thing when your art consumes your life, but it's even more terrible when life tries to consume art. But what do I know? I'm just a security guard. That security guard would eventually go on to become the CEO of Disney, Mr. Bob Iger. What a poor Darkwing. They recycled his death animations and used them in a fucking KFC Kids Pack commercial in China. That's not all. What about that hamburger-looking man? The one I described to police? Years later, the FBI found out it was current Republican incumbent governor and presidential nominee Pete Buttigieg. My boy, this piece is what all true warriors strive for.